everyone, my name is Jiayi and my groupmate comprises of Jingxian, Joanna, and Debbie. Today we'll be explaining on how Singapore will be better off without rugby. Earlier this year, National Rugby Board withdrew suicides from their collection due to conservation concerns. For a better off of our country, we argue that Singapore will be much better off without rugby. Here's an overview of the reasons for shutting down rugby. Firstly, closing rugby helped an increase of birth rate. In 2013, a survey shows that 61% of couples who have been dating for long chose housing as the main reason of why they do not have immediate plans for marriage. Reason being, in our Singapore mindset, home first then asset, which means that if there's no flat, you can't get married and can't ROM. Hence, demolish the rugby and use the land to build HDB at an affordable price would definitely encourage more young couples to get married earlier. During 2013, the National Rally, Mr. Lee Hsien Loong said that HDB is not just a roof over our head, it is a variable aid. It is a home is filled with where we trace our family to build trust, friendships with Singapore. Therefore, HDB is the first step of increasing birth rates in Singapore. Next, I pass on to Jingxian to talk about the reallocation of government funding.
I will now talk about the reallocation of government resources. Based on the latest figures by the National Arts Council of Singapore, the government has allocated 204 million in 2012 to fund and support the local libraries. And we propose that by shutting down the libraries, this amount of funding can be reallocated to serve greater and meaningful purposes for the public. Therefore, we come with 3 examples on how the funds can be used. For the first example, government can use the funding to support local SMEs by enhancing the current product and innovation credit scheme so that businesses can enjoy more tax deductions and allowances, or by increasing the capped loan amount of the microloan scheme to aid new SMEs where SMEs lack a track record needed to secure the business loans from banks. In return, the first can generate more revenue, which will ultimately enhance the economic outlook of Singapore. For the second example, by shutting down all libraries, we have to ask ourselves this important question: where and how can the poor and needy get access to free information? Therefore, we propose that the government can establish a new initiative whereby the poor and needy are provided with Kindle or any other forms of electronic tablets. The government can also hold workshops to educate them on how to access and download online resources legally. In this way, the poor and needy will not be deprived of their opportunities to learn and can instead contribute effectively to society. And for the third example, we propose that the government can improve the current MRT system because there has been an increasing number of MRT disruptions of late. And as of this year, the public has already experienced 11 disruptions, with a major one in 22nd August that had a major disruption that lasted 8 hours. These disruptions should not be happening frequently because, based on latest statistics from LTA, about 2.5 million Singaporeans use the MRT on a daily basis. And because of this, customer satisfaction with MRT system fell by 6.8% this year. As such, the government should improve the current MRT system, and this will generally improve the quality of life among Singaporeans. Next, Joanna will talk to you about the accommodation of aging Singapore.
From the chart, there is a prediction that increasing aging population will continue even until 2030. By removing libraries, it meant that more lands are available for old folks' homes. It helps to accommodate more elderly, and by building old folks' homes, it helps them feel more engaged in the society. Others feel excluded from society. Serving part of society usually involves in participating in certain activities such as sports, voluntary or social networking. But older population are facing problems in participating. Older people are dealing with life-changing events such as retirement and illness, each of which can lead to an increased risk of social isolation. The government needs to recognize that social participation is an important key to improve people's quality of life. Government can help create opportunities for youth to engage in voluntary in old folks' homes. It allows Singaporeans to send their parents to old folks' homes with volunteers or workers to look after them. In a way, with more old folks' homes, it also contributes to seek and cultivate more youth to participate in voluntary and allowing the old to feel more involved and less lonely. In conclusion, it's a great win-win situation for Singaporeans, be it the young or the old. Finally, Javi will talk about the increased employment rate.
As illustrated by my esteemed classmates earlier on, the existence of libraries simply impedes progress within our great city-state and takes up extra land. With the shutdown of libraries, land previously occupied by libraries can now be used to build more buildings for work. For example, offices or shopping centres can be built in these newly vacated plots of land, leading to the creation of more jobs. According to the Ministry of Manpower, the creation of more jobs will lead to an increase in employment across the board. With such a boon in Singapore, choice of whether or not to close libraries is a no-brainer. In conclusion, the shutdown of all libraries across Singapore is a benefit for a great nation. As expounded upon earlier by my learned classmates, the choice of shutting down libraries is an easy choice. With such boons to be obtained by shutting down libraries, is there even a need to question their shutdown? Were there to be detractors, however, we urge them to consider how else they would solve the great problems of low fertility rates that currently assault our state, and whose solution is the subject of much controversial debate and questionable policy. Further, ruminate upon the loss of economical growth incurred by not closing libraries, and the detrimental effect it has on the elderly, those honourable folks who give their lives in creating a preeminent and magnificent country. The solution to these potential impediments then seems obvious. We urge all to consider our most modest proposal. Thank you.